Are you being contacted by Asian women you don't know? Are you texting or messaging with Asian women you don't know? If you are, then you just might be getting what you deserve. Guys, have I gotten your attention? Good. I want you to listen up. When I first posted my video warning others about my near scam experience on WhatsApp in 2021, I had no idea at the time how big WhatsApp scams were. I didn't know that there was a pig butchering scam where people are fooled into putting money into fake crypto investments. I personally find it bizarre in an ocean of investment vehicles, people are so enamored with cryptocurrency and willing to put in their hard-earned money into a highly speculative, unregulated instrument. But that is a whole separate discussion I won't get into right now. All I knew in 2021 at that time was that I thought it was suspicious that 2 different Asian women contacted me through my WhatsApp account, supposedly looking for another person. And when I was nice enough to respond and correct them, suddenly they wanted to become my online friend. It was very strange. What I didn't know at the time was that these random contacts were actually quite intentional. These supposedly accidental messages were designed as opening lines to engage me in online conversation. Fortunately for me, I am not single, nor am I lonely. I had little interest in chatting with anybody I didn't know. As a self-employed person in a happy relationship, my time, attention, and energy are very precious resources. I am not going to give my time and attention to people I don't know without screening them first. I've grown tired the last couple of years with the onslaught of both spammers and scammers making unsolicited calls, text messages, direct messages, emails, spam, surveys, and people just generally trying to get my time and attention over all kinds of illegitimate things or someone trying to sell me something. I am tired of it all. One thing my cat Jaggy gets tired of is reminding me to ask you to swipe that like button to help the YouTube algorithm spread the message of this video to help stop the scamming. He also gets tired of begging for treats. However, if you hit that subscribe button, he will be very happy and get a special treat. The video comment section of my videos are constantly hit with endless spammers that go something like this. You have done a great job in helping and stopping scammers. You are a wonderful person and human being. I am grateful to XYZ on Instagram or Telegram who has been fabulous and helped me recover my money back. How gullible do you think people are? Having read a few hundred comments over the last couple of years on videos I made about WhatsApp and Asian women scams, there is apparently a fair amount of people who are trusting enough to fall for these scams. It's very distressing. Some people watch my videos and they leave comments of their experiences. I do my best to respond to every comment when I can. The one thing I can tell you is that the overwhelming majority of victims seems to be guys. And so this video is intended for you guys listening. If you happen to be a woman watching this video, that's perfectly okay. Welcome aboard. You can pass the message to your male friends and family members to help them not get scammed. It's not a surprise that there are a lot of younger guys who get all tangled up with these Asian women scammers. You, in fact, may be one of these younger guys watching this video. But I am sad to report a fair amount of middle-aged men also get scammed too. You might be one of those middle-aged men watching this video. The biggest difference between the younger guys and the middle-aged men is that the amounts being scammed are usually larger with the older men because they have more money. Oftentimes, middle-aged men are not quite as tech-savvy and they get scammed that way. I am happy to report that there are also a fair amount of guys who are insightful enough to sniff out a scam that is being run on them. They realize this and get away, and I commend them for being insightful. I am happy to report that a fair amount of commenters let me know that they figured out someone was trying to scam them, and then they disengaged and blocked them. But unfortunately, a fair amount of commenters do report to me that they do in fact get scammed. They are understandably angry and upset. I am actually quite sad for them when I read those comments. They ask if I can help them and get their money back or have any advice for them. Unfortunately, I always have to tell them I can't help them, and I have no advice except to learn from this unfortunate life lesson. I am in no position of authority or influence to do anything to help them recover their lost money. That's not what I do. Every time I make a video about the Asian woman scam, I always think it will be my last video and there is nothing more for me to say about it, but then something new comes up. Because here I am making yet another video about the Asian woman scam. However, this time around, I don't have anything to report per se, but I do have an important message from one guy to another. I am making this video for you guys, especially for those of you who might become vulnerable to getting scammed or being taken advantage of. I want to bring attention to some root causes of why some of you might be targeted. I say this not to be insulting, but perhaps to get you to think about why you are doing what you are doing and why you are getting caught up with these anonymous Asian women. As a middle-aged guy, I still remember what it was like to be a teenager. I also remember going through my 20s, 30s, and 40s. I was single for most of those years. Although I was okay being single, I like being in a relationship much more. I've also watched a lot of guys, especially single guys, make a lot of dumb and costly mistakes over the years when it comes to dealing with women. I've made a few dumb mistakes myself. So I feel reasonably qualified to address some issues a lot of you guys may not be thinking about, which make you more vulnerable to being scammed. The root causes of why some of you guys are so vulnerable to the Asian women scam are a few things. I want you to sit in a quiet place and think carefully about what I'm going to tell you. Be honest with yourself. Look inside to see if you might be vulnerable or prone to being scammed. Before I get into this, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, or any kind of mental health professional. If what I'm about to tell you and say to you triggers you, then don't watch this video. If you are upset or triggered by what I say, definitely seek out a mental health professional. First, there is a good chance you might be lonely. Outwardly, you may be smiling and happy and normal to everyone, but deep down inside, you might really be lonely. You are single and you seek companionship. You want a girlfriend, wife, or a life partner. Or if you are married or already in a relationship, but you don't have that emotional connection you want at home, so you have that emptiness within you. That is why so many people dabble with online dating or social media, whether they are single or not. But I want to warn you, if you don't already know, these Asian women scammers know that there are many lonely guys out there, and they are trolling online dating sites as well as social media sites. They aren't going to care whether you are single or married because you wouldn't be on an online dating website if you were happy with what you have at home. If you are online and willing to talk to anonymous women online, they know there is some part of you that is lonely or unfulfilled with what you have. Second, you might be lustful and sexually charged up. You absolutely cannot let your gonads overrule your brain. Guys, if you feel your gonads are overruling your brain, you need to take a step back. Take a break, cool down, go do something, and get your brain back. Scammers have figured out that guys all over the world have a fascination with young Asian women. That is why so many profile photos are of young Asian women that are used even if the scammer behind the profile might actually be a crooked, scammy guy. Third, you might be an insecure guy. There are lots of insecure guys running around doing many crazy things. You might be prone to suggestion and following instructions. Your desire for acceptance and belonging might be so strong you are willing to connect with a blind stranger you know nothing about. You might let the fantasy of an attractive Asian woman photo get a grip on you. Fourth, you might also be a people pleaser. You are so hungry for attention that you might do almost anything to please this photo that you have of an attractive Asian woman. You want her to like you. You might do almost anything to keep the connection alive. Beware of this. You should not let anyone, whomever you have never met and don't know, have undue influence and control over you. Stop being so nice and polite. Certainly, don't be a but ask direct questions if you are suspicious. Stand your ground and have some backbone. Have the internal fortitude to say no. Block the person and shut it down once you find out someone is trying to scam you. One commenter told me about how he suspected a woman he spoke with was a victim of human trafficking. He might be right. He believed that she was being made to do the scamming. To me, he seemed like a candidate for a future scam. This is my position. I'm trying to warn people off of getting scammed, no matter where or who it comes from or why. But if you insist on participating or being sympathetic to these would-be scammers, then you are simply feeding into the scam. It needs to stop. You might be inviting future opportunities for some other scammer to work on you. There might be some part of you that is emotionally starved for human attention and connection that you are willing to engage someone online you know is trying to scam you. You are by far not alone, but seriously, my suggestion is to disengage. Stop fooling around with this nonsense. Direct your energy towards something else. If you can't be secure enough in yourself to say no, then someone else in the future might eventually get to you. Fifth, you might be letting your greed glands overrule your brain. You may not be lonely, insecure, or lustful, but you might love the idea of making fast, easy money. That type of thinking is going to get you in trouble, and it will make you vulnerable to getting scammed. It is much easier to say this now in mid-2023. Stop falling for the fantasy of cryptocurrency or any other scheme that says you will make quick money with no work or no smarts. If you fall for the fantasy of cryptocurrency or any other get-rich-quick scheme, there is a good chance your greed glands are going to get you into trouble. Trust me on this. Look, everyone wants to make more money, but the secret to financial success is not some random attractive Asian woman that comes out of nowhere and sweet talks you through Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, text messages, or anything like that. This is not how normal women or people in general of good intentions operate. It's not legitimate. Sixth, you might have the white knight syndrome. I unfortunately have experienced this one in my own life, and it can be financially costly. You want to come to the rescue of some woman who gives you a tragic hard luck story. It doesn't matter whether the story is true or not. The end result is the same. You want to help and rescue some poor girl or woman out of their plight so you can feel like a hero. I have been guilty of this myself, and I caution you about falling into the trap of the white knight syndrome. You end up losing your time, your money, and energy over it. If some random woman you have never met before starts feeding you any kind of tragic, hard luck story, she will likely follow up and ask you for some help. That help will likely be gifts, donations, contributions, or a short-term loan. What she will promise in return is that when you get paid back, it will be some crazy-ass return that normal people would never pay to borrow money. This scheme will tap into your greed glands as well as your sympathy glands. Or she might promise to meet you, thank you personally, show you her appreciation, and tantalize you with the fantasy that you will one day connect with her in person. Although I am addressing the issue of Asian women scams, I see similarities to what Nigerian scammers do and how they think when dealing with their targets and victims. Some of these ideas have seeped into the Asian woman scam culture. I want you to keep these in mind. First, Nigerian scammers believe that if you are dumb enough to believe them and their story, you deserve to get scammed. You are asking for it. They believe if you are actually smart and a good steward of your own money, you would know how to protect your own money. By them successfully convincing you to send them money, they have proven that you are not a good steward for your money. You deserve to lose the money. They believe the money ends up where it is supposed to, in their possession, not yours. Second, Nigerian scammers believe that Americans are wealthy, certainly by their standards. They believe that Americans can afford to get scammed. The rationale is that normal people aren't going to give up money they truly need for housing, groceries, and other essentials of life. If you are tricked into sending money to them, they believe you really didn't need that money to begin with. Again, they believe they are more deserving of your money than you are. YouTube Mark Rober has reported that Indian scammers treat their operations as a sales operation. When Indian scammers reach out to you, talk to you, and try to convince you to send money, they look at it as a sales operation making sales calls. For them, it is entirely a business operation. They are the salespeople who will say whatever they need to convince you to send them your money. Obviously, normal people find all of these justifications to scam others both twisted and repugnant. I know I do. But that is what you are up against. These kinds of people have very different and twisted moral compasses. They don't match up with most normal people's sensibilities. That is why I say stop being naive, because your own naivete will be weaponized against you. The next thing I recommend is for you to watch this playlist so you can be informed about the Asian women messaging scam. As my cat Jaggy asked earlier, don't forget to swipe that like button to help YouTube spread the message in this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.